Welcome to the 7th episode of Dear Michelle Obama, the podcast, aka Dear Michelle. I am your host, Anonymous. In the last episode, titled Vanishing, I talk about all the people who disappear from my life. In this episode, titled Broken and Crazy, I discuss all of the things in my life that change. This episode does not include either the intro letter nor the exit letter to Michelle Obama. Still, it is one of my favorite episodes, and even though I said that Michelle Obama should not listen, it's probably okay if she does. Here, take a listen. First of all, we are going to walk to the bus station, and the only person you will speak to is me. We are going to catch 2 buses. If you speak to anyone from the time we leave this house until the time we get to your grandmother's house, I am going to beat the black off of you. Second, you are going to keep your hands and your feet to yourself. Do not kick the back of the seat in front of you. Third, you better not take anything from anybody. Do you hear me? I nod. I don't know why my mother insists on giving me rules with arguments organized like a legal brief or a term paper every single Saturday. I know what the rules are. I memorized them the first time she told them to me. I quite literally recite them in my head while she says them to me. I've been doing so every Saturday for years now. Each and every Saturday, we walk through the same tunnel we walked through the day my father evicted us. You know, the one that smells like alcohol, somebody else's lover, and urine. On the other side of the terminal is a set of stairs. We will ascend the stairs before we enter the bus station to wait for the first of 2 buses to take us to my grandmother's apartment in the projects. If we are lucky, one bus will drop us off, and within minutes we will get on the second bus. Most Saturdays, we wait for hours for the second bus to pick us up. It sounds silly to make such a big deal out of catching buses, except that before my daddy leaves, everywhere we go is in a car he owns. But now, that is not the case. Today, if you get on a city bus in nearly any metropolitan city, there are cameras to record the very craziness my mother warns me about each and every Saturday. Because each and every Saturday, we run into the same cast of characters. So I nicknamed them. There's Drinks Too Much. He smells like he single-handedly contributed to the smell of alcohol, not just in the tunnel that leads to the bus station, but to all the tunnels in the entire city. There's Mump's Head. The back of Mump's Head's head looks like a mountain range. If he ends up sitting anywhere near us, my mother, long, heavy sighs and mumble curses before we switch seats to somewhere on the bus that doesn't give her a direct view of the back of his head. There's Wears Too Much. She wears at least 10 to 15 different layers of clothes each and every time we get on the bus. I often wonder if her daddy evicted her too, and she just never got to go back home. And then there's my favorite, Preacher Creature. Preacher Creature gets on the bus at the same stop each and every Saturday. He takes his seat near the back of the bus, but before the bus gets to the next stop, he begins to yell and scream something that sounds like Bible verses. His hair is permed and has way too much oil and grease in it. Around his neck, there are chains and crosses that used to be silver and gold that are now tarnished by a combination of his hair oils, sweat, and time. Preacher Creature starts at the back of the bus and makes his way towards the front. I said, do you know my Jesus? Let me tell you about this man, this man from Galilee who came down. I said he came down. He looked low and then it went up. He went up high. Do you know my Jesus? Are you saved? Are you saved? I said, sister, are you saved? He preaches, and my mama mumble curses about how Preacher Creature is 52 shades of crazy and bullshit, and why does he always have to get on the same bus as us when all she wants to do is make it to the next stop in peace? But his expletive has to get on the bus, causing all of this expletive chaos and confusion. And the truth is, Preacher Creature hasn't yet fully bloomed. In a minute, he's going to stomp run up and down the aisles of the moving bus by extending one of his legs out in front of him and jumping up and down as he moves forward. So now he's yelling and Jesusing and ha-haing and spitting and hopping, and women clutch babies and small children, and men grab onto shanks and guns hidden inside their jacket pockets. And my mama mumble curses and presses her thumb into my thigh, and Black Mama side eye stares at me because I cannot stop laughing, even as all the other kids cry. And cue the abrupt full stop of a 40-foot city bus in the middle of traffic as people and bags slam into the steel bars on the seats in front of them. And now, the bus driver curses at Preacher Creature and tells him that he has to get off the bus because he's acting the damn fool again. And didn't the bus driver warn him the last time and the time before that and the time before that? And Preacher Creature just does not listen. And so now Preacher Creature has to get off. And just like that, Preacher Creature exits and shanks disappear and children are soothed and my mama stops mumble cursing and the bus driver returns to his seat. And the 40-foot bus, carrying remnants of lives never fully realized and all the broken things, pulls up to the next stop. And I know I probably shouldn't be, but I am in love with all the broken things in their particular and peculiar brand of crazy. They are obnoxious and loud and inappropriate and colorful and funny and sad and confused, wrapped in magnificent hues of gold and brown and black. And they are always going and doing things that lead them nowhere, except back to the place they just left. We exit the bus and cross the street. My grandmother lives on the second floor of a 3-story walk-up. I close my eyes and inhale. I hear the voices of my aunts and uncles as they talk over each other and laugh. They too are hues of gold and brown and the deepest and darkest shades of black. I exhale and ascend the stairs. The moment my grandmother opens her front door, I know that I am loved or something that closely resembles it. And I may not always be happy, but I take my happiness like I do love, whenever and wherever I can get it. And for a moment, brief and fleeting, I am loved here. I am happy here among all the things broken, crazy, and beautiful. Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of Dear Michelle Obama, the podcast, aka Dear Michelle. If you like what you heard, email me at dearmichelle@yahoo.com or tweet me at dearmichelle4. Join me next time when I discuss my extended family in an episode I titled Trees. Until next time, bye-bye.